Hello, this is Ryan Nags from RyanNagsMusic.com. Today we're going to talk about automation and shortcuts and what it all is about. And one of the things I wanted to show off is my new keyboard that I'm really excited about. Yeah, I get excited about the little things sometimes, but this is a special keyboard for Cubase, and I wanted to share it with you first, followed by some other tricks that I use for automation and shortcuts. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin. It's finally here. This is great. What do you think I'm talking about? I'm going to show you. This is a product that I found that is going to be very useful for me for shortcuts. Okay, what do we have here? Now, let's take a look. That's it. It's a shortcut keyboard. If you don't have one of these, I recommend it. I'm going to talk about this today with our video regarding shortcuts. And this is a major topic because it has to deal with your workflow. I wanted to give you a bird's eye view of all the things that I have for automation and for shortcuts. Okay, so over here, I'm going to just focus in on the left all the way to the right, and then we'll talk about each one of them in a little detail. Okay, this is my new keyboard. The keyboard comes from a company called Logic Keyboard. They make all kinds of things. Check out their site. It's got lots of different things that you can put on a keyboard, or you could buy an actual keyboard that does the job for specific applications, such, in my case, is Cubase. I'm just going to go down here with my phone. I'm using my phone as a secondary camera to show you off the keyboard. And what I'm going to point out is just some cool things. You're saying, well, why are all the buttons different colors? I'll explain why. So I got to look down while I'm doing this, so hope you don't mind. On this keyboard, there are different colors. So let me explain what those colors are for. All right. So if you look over here, there's different colors. One of them will be peach colored keys, and these are for devices themselves, mixers and so forth. And then you have yellow, and that's for your tools to do all your edits with in Cubase. And then of course you got blue keys, and the blue keys are more for audio and editing features. And then they talk about purple keys. The purple keys right here, yeah, they'd be more for media, different things in media that you're doing with Cubase. And then you have light blue keys, which I'll come over here, and this is mainly for editors and transport. Okay, record, move your cursor around, do all that kind of crazy stuff real fast. All right. And then you have green keys. These are for navigation. And then the red keys over here. The red keys are for zooming, basically. So they laid it out really well. And another thing I like about this keyboard, and you can see on the site itself, is that the keyboard is fairly heavy. It's not just some lightweight plastic thing that flies across the desk or something like that. It actually has some weight to it, and this whole chassis is not plastic. It's aluminum. It's got some really nice quality into the keyboard. So when I was investigating, I found this keyboard and I said, that's what I want. That's what I need. And so anyway, as far as the way it feels really good. You can kind of hear the keys click a little bit, which is nice. And it's all low profile. When you're typing, you can feel the key go down, and it's low profile. So excuse me, but here, this is how low it is. So yeah, I recommend this keyboard highly for anybody who's using Cubase. Again, I bought it for one reason. I bought it so that I can speed up my production using shortcuts. So that's one of them. Let's move on to the next thing. The next thing I would like to talk about is a product called Stream Deck XL, made by a company called Elgato. This is actually pretty cool. If you don't know or have ever seen this before, go to their website. It's elgato.com, and take a look at it. They have other cool things too, but For automation and shortcuts, this thing is really cool. What Stream Deck XL is for you to be able to program things fairly quickly and just press a button and it will execute that command. It's as simple as that. But how it works is like this. Say if I want to program this button to launch a new application, all I would do is simply go over here to this Stream Deck XL utility, open it up, grab a particular program, and in this case I'll grab something quick like, oh, maybe I want to be able to play chess all the time, so I'll program a button for that. Simply drag the chess icon here to the next available slot. Boom. That's it. And if you look down here, it's already there. See? Every one of these buttons is like a little mini computer screen. It's pretty neat. Okay. Anyway, there's lots more features that you can do with this product, automated wise and everything. But here's one thing I think you'll appreciate, that you can do Cubase with the Stream Deck XL. What I'll do is I'm going to launch Cubase by pressing this button. Okay, on the screen right there in front of you, it's launching Cubase. Okay, great. That's fantastic. All right. Now, when Cubase is launched, notice here that I got all these different new icons. Every single one of these icons is a command that opens up maybe a submenu that allows you to do extra stuff with Cubase that you might not be able to do on the keyboard right away. The keyboard is designed, like I said, for going fast and doing your production and edits and things like that that you normally would use. I use the Stream Deck XL for other stuff, and I'll give you an example. I'll just create a new project. All right, over here I'm gonna press let's just pick something, well, maybe something to do with my project. Okay, well, here's all the submenus, you know, to do stuff with Cubase. Here's one, beat calculator. Is that remember Notepad? If I click this, what happens? It opens up a Notepad over here to do something in Cubase for my project for Notepad. What else do we have? There's just tons and tons of stuff. They programmed all this into a template, and I'll tell you something. Let me show you where you can get this template. This is a product that I purchased for about $35. It programs your Stream Deck XL for Cubase, so you can do extra automation and shortcuts and things. Okay, this is the company I'm talking about, SlideshowFX, and they make all kinds of really cool templates to use with Stream Deck XL and other products, as you can see on there. You just go to their website. If you already have a Stream Deck XL, okay, check out this site if you haven't heard about it. Otherwise, if you don't have a Stream Deck XL and you would like to get one, make sure that you check out this site along with it so that you can get both to run your Cubase with. I'm sure you'll be very happy. It does have some redundant controls as well for both keyboard here, which are these edit keys, and over here, which are the edit keys here too. It's really up to you, whatever floats your boat. You know, I personally like to use the keyboard, and it was just a nice bonus that they also had the same keys over in Stream Deck XL. Your workflow is your workflow, so we'll just leave it at that. Okay. All right. Anyway, I think I talked about Stream Deck XL long enough to give you an idea. These two things I like. Okay. On a previous video, I talked about MIDI surfaces and how to program the MIDI surface with your DAW. And in the case, I was using Vienna Ensemble Pro and how to make it work with that, which is a little bit more challenging. But in general, all I can say is MIDI surfaces are great, and it really doesn't matter which one you want to go and buy. I mean, I purchased the Novation Launch Key XL many moons ago, and it still works fine. I mean, really, at the end of the day, a MIDI surface is just another device for your workflow to be able to do what you want it to do. I got one with adequate number of faders, adequate number of buttons, and then lots of dials, because you want to be able to program your CCs the way you want to program them. Some people may not even want dials, they want all buttons. And there's lots and lots of MIDI controllers out there that you can Google for. And you'll say, yep, that's the one for me. For me, it's this one. And so that's why I chose the Novation Launch Key XL. For my workflow, I use a Native Instruments S88 Mark II keyboard. Okay, and on here, it's got some additional things for me to be able to control with CC commands for whatever my workflow is. I mean, they got buttons up here to turn on and off the recording and everything. Hey, that's great, you know, but the keyboard is literally so far to reach, you know, and it's all about, you know, I want things close to me. I want to be able to click a button right here in front of me quickly. And so I don't really use the buttons over there, but they're there if I want. Same thing with additional dials. Maybe I don't have enough dials here. Well, there's some more over here. Another MIDI device that I have is way over here on the right. Now you're saying, well, okay, what's this primarily used for? It's primarily used for two things. Key switching, because you can set up the lower register over here if you want. And then you can have C-2 through A-1 up here as your key switches, but I don't use it for key switches. I use key switching in combination with expression maps, which I talk about on another video. But the other thing is okay, I got a mod wheel way over here. Hey, that's nice. Okay, if you're, you know, wanting to use it, it's fine, it's there. But I also have one over here that's really close to where my mouse is for controlling things. So I could just quickly use, you know, here's my mouse. If I want to use the mod wheel or the pitch, it's right here. If I need to do any key switches for some reason, they're right here. You just make sure that you program the lower octave button over here, and you got C-2 all the way up to A-1. Okay, so I use this keyboard for key switches. I'm right-handed, so I put the keyboard over on the right. Okay, then I have my mouse, of course, and I talked about the keyboard and the launch. Okay, and then, let's see, I talked about the keyboard, and I talked about the Stream Deck, and I talked a little bit about the MIDI surface. The MIDI surface has additional buttons that you can program to make Cubase do something cool. Bring up some sort of toolbox or control panel or some sort of dashboard of some kind. That, again, is going to help you with your workflow. Anyway, that's the way I have things set up here for me. I hope this helps. It's important to me to be able to automate things and have shortcuts so I can quickly do my work. There's one more thing I want to cover, and that deals with screen real estate. Yes, it's going to be on a Macintosh. I know it's available for Windows 2 some way, shape, or form. Let me show you the concept, and maybe this will work for you too. The last thing I wanted to show you in this video is a product on the Macintosh called Mission Control. There's two different ways that I would set up my workflow as far as the way I set up my windows for my different applications for Cubase in music production. On my Macintosh, when I'm composing music using Cubase, I'm also sometimes using Vienna Ensemble Pro. Not saying everybody has to use that program. I have a lot of different computers that I've hooked up, and how I get to these different computers is through remote desktop. So I did all those things, and I thought, okay, that's one step. I wanted the ability to go from one machine to another seamlessly, and to do that, there's a way on the Macintosh for you to jump from one screen to another using a feature called Mission Control. So I set up Mission Control in all these different screens simply by programming my keyboard and selecting a new screen up here. In this new screen, I can go over here and I can select a new program like the chess game. There it is. And now chess is set up inside of Mission Control as this over here. Now you see how I have others. Now this is where my workflow begins in Cubase. Here is my main Cubase template. where I have everything. I have my work environment up here. I have my mixer down below. That's nice and everything. It's all in one application, which is great and everything, but sometimes I need to have full screens for certain things, mainly for mixing and for editing. I accomplish this by clicking down a control key and selecting the right arrow key, and it jumps right over to me to be able to edit my MIDI in full screen. And if I want to be able to go to the mixer, I click it again, and there's the mixer, all of it. Now, if I wanted to jump over to some other things, such as this is one of the Vienna Ensemble Pro servers that I have on this machine, Mac 1, and it's for percussion. Computer 2 is my strings computer. I have strings, guitars, harps, and plucked instruments. They are on this computer. On the next screen that you see right here is my Macintosh 3. This is my brass computer. This is where I keep all my brass instruments from different various companies like East, West, and VSL. The last computer, on computer 4, is my computer that I use mainly for vocals and chorus and sounds and synths and organs and pianos and things like that. As you can see, I've separated everything into 4 different environments, and this is not a video about Vienna Ensemble Pro. This, again, is to talk about the different screens for me to get to quickly. So let me jump back from computer 4, computer 3, computer 2, computer 1, my mixer, my editor, and my main workspace within Cubase. Now, I have another screen I just wanted to point out. If you are using Vienna Ensemble Pro, I did this too. So I separated all my connections here on this screen so I can easily go back and reconnect to certain things and turn off certain things quickly. Just a nice little touch. The screen switching that you see right here is one way I've been doing things for a long time now that seems to work for me, but there might be another way for you. I'm going to show you that other way next. Okay, here's the second way you can do things with screen real estate if you have 2 monitors or just one. Okay, and what I'm going to show you is, let's say you got a lot of windows going on here. Here's the MIDI editor. This right here is a Vienna Ensemble Pro server. I just put that there for now. And also I have the mixer. And then I have our main workspace. It's a little tight. You can kind of tell. You have to kind of go, well, let's say I got a monitor and I got to move this away, and then I got to go over here, and I got to click on this and make this bigger, and you know, it slows you down. There are programs out there that you can use to be able to snap things into place on your screen. Right here is one called Magnet. It's great. It does a lot of different things. You can download Magnet from the Apple Store and use it right away. What Magnet does is this. Let's say I want this screen in the upper corner of my screen, and I wanted a specific size. So let's say it was this size, and it's like, okay, I want to tuck this over here in the top right corner. Okay, I want this particular MIDI editor in the right corner, and this over here in the bottom left, and this over here in the bottom right. This program really makes it easy for you to be able to snap your windows into place fairly quick. You can program things yourself. You don't necessarily need to use what they did. For example, I like to use Command 1 for top left. You notice that the bottom left went over to the top left. Let me put it back. That's Command 4. Okay? And same thing here. Maybe I want to make this large and to the left. There. And I want to make this large and to the right. There. Maybe I want my workflow to be full screen. There. Maybe I want to be able to put my workflow on the top half, and I want my MIDI editor on the bottom half. Or maybe I want my mixer to be on the bottom half, or the top half, or over here on the left, right, whatever. I think you get it. It's really a nice program. Now, if you have 2 monitors, it makes it extra nice. You can create a quad right here of all your workspace, put it on the other monitor, maybe focus on your main workspace to be on one monitor as full screen, which is right here. there, like that, and all your other stuff on your other monitor to be a quad. It's really powerful. It's one way I used to do my workflow. I prefer page to page because I can go from full screen to full screen to full screen on different pages. This is another workflow and shortcut for you to be able to do what you need to do as well. Anyway, the program is called Magnet. It's for the Macintosh. I'm sure there's ones for Windows as well, for keyboard shortcuts and snapping windows into place and things like that too. And that's really about it. Those are the different things that I do for shortcuts and automation and screen real estate. Thank you for watching the video. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. Also, if you want to subscribe, click on the below. Take care.